Welcome back to College Station. This is the home of Texas A&M tonight, taking on the Oklahoma Sooners. Let's go to the Sooners lineup at 1-2-1 under the coach, Matt Potter.
And they start out in a 4-3-3 offensively. They'll be in a 4-5-1 defensively. They're going to really look to Ivana Rivas up top. She's going to plant herself in the middle of that back three of Texas A&M and try and get anything in behind, try and hold the ball up so she can get a lot of numbers into the attacking third.
Sooners coming off a 1-1 draw with Gonzaga, G. Guerreri, and Texas A&M in a 3-5-2.
And it's just been so critical, this 3-5-2 and their success. And Astis Halsdorf's daughter is a fun player to watch. She's a freshman. She's new to the system. But once she starts scoring goals, she is going to be a prolific goal scorer for this Texas A&M team.
A&M in maroon, Oklahoma in the white. Your referee is Jonathan Weiner, who last night did the Texas Long Beach State game down the road in Austin, Texas. And here is that aggressive start we're expecting from Texas A&M. Cat Allie Watt already getting on the ball here, seconds into this one. Clock counts down in the college game, unlimited substitution in the first half. If you're subbed out, you cannot re-enter. In the second half, you can re-enter once. And you said it in the open, expect the pressing game here from A&M from the start.
Well, you want to press with a player like Allie Watt and her speed and the smartness from Halsdorf's daughter, putting them together as they continue their partnership. Halsdorf's daughter didn't come in until late into the summer, only a week before preseason really was she here. And so her and Watt are really trying to gain a partnership together, but so far so good for them and how they're connecting, and they're just going to keep getting better as the year goes on.
Sooners in possession here. And boy, they're going to have to play under pressure here tonight against A&M. Have gotten off to a wonderful start here, 4 straight shutouts. But it's Oklahoma now. A younger team looking up to the task here tonight. And it's A&M. They can break out. Halsdorf's daughter with a big switch of play. Zemer knocked it forward. That one's broken up. And I'm trying to get some possession here. And going all the way back is Brianna Alston, the junior from Ashburn, Virginia. Keys to the game. Let's start with Texas A&M here.
Well, they have to be patient in the attack. They're going to get a lot of goal-scoring opportunities, but they have to be smart and make better decisions in that attacking third. They also want to switch the field quickly. You saw that already with one long ball. They switched it, but they want to really move that back for the midfield three of Oklahoma and try and find those big pockets of space that players like Watt can run into.
Kendall Ritchie with a good win there, but gave it away. 11 is Kaylee Dow. We featured her in the open. We gave her the drum roll. Keep an eye on her in midfield today for Oklahoma. Stepping in is Alston, who was the defensive MVP last year of Texas A&M. And here is Dow, and she'll widen the game out here. And just overhit it slightly, throw in Texas A&M. Early minutes here in College Station. About some keys for Oklahoma under Matt Potter.
Well, they need to be quick in transition. With that one player that they play up top when they are defending in that 4-5-1, they need to get numbers forward, get numbers in and around the ball, and try and put pressure on the back three of Texas A&M. And they also need to make smart decisions in the attack. They may not get as many opportunities as Texas A&M will tonight, so when they do get into their attacking area, they want to be smart, crisp, and get really good shots on frame.
G. Guerreri calling Oklahoma young, unpredictable. Said without a doubt, Kaylee Dow is their key player. Of course, both teams will turn around and play on Sunday as well. First things first. Oh, it's a bad giveaway here. It's a chance for Oklahoma, to your point, and pulled wide there. You're not going to get a better chance than that in this game. And unfortunately, Erica Yost cannot deliver here.
And this is the decision-making that Yost has to do better. She is able to steal the ball, and then she tries to get into that far post, but maybe on one more touch, and she opens up the goal a little bit, puts Marche a little bit more defensive and not knowing where to go, and you've got to get that on frame. But an excellent play there from Oklahoma to get into that quick transition.
That's one you'll put a circle around on a night like tonight against a team like Texas A&M, because these chances are not easy to come by. If you're Matt Potter, you're going, gosh, that's the goal we got to take care of.
Because you don't see those unforced errors from Texas A&M that often, where that's such an easy giveaway for them to score on.
Yeah, and by the way, A&M has not given a goal up yet this year. That would have been the first goal scored upon them. So we'll have to keep an eye on Erica Yost. G. Guerreri has taken this squad to a ridiculous amount of NCAA tournaments. In fact, 23 straight seasons. They got to the 2014 NCAA College Cup. 26 year, just signed a contract extension. He's not only the coach, he is the builder of this program. Started it from scratch. Alston. A lot of giveaways early from both teams here. There's a nice breeze going through Ellis Field here, which has cooled things down here. That 8 o'clock start time may be helping things here. So 89 degrees right now. There's a good look at Matt Potter, 7th year at Oklahoma, took the job in 2011. He was a coach at Washington State as well, and he is no stranger to getting into the NCAA tournament either. 5 times he's done it combined with Oklahoma and Washington State.
And he's still figuring out his team. It's a young team. They do have some experience that they have to rely on, especially early in the season. But they're just trying to, as he put it, keep shining the silver just a little bit more in each game and just making it a little bit brighter. And so far, Oklahoma has been the better team in just the first 5-6 minutes, but that's a good start for them.
Watt knocks it inside. Haldersdottir. Zemer now trying to leg this one down. Oh, it's a good first touch, but it ends up being too long. Goes out for the goal kick here for Oklahoma. They've lost to Nebraska. They've lost to Oklahoma State 2-1. They got a huge win over Illinois State 7-1 and come off a 1-1 draw against Gonzaga, the Sooners. And to your point, 11 freshmen coming into this team. It's McKinley Crone off the goal kick, a 1.24 goals against average. According to Matt Potter, growing as a leader. He's expected to play with her feet. Emma Ledbetter off the throw. There's a roster breakdown of Oklahoma. And we're seeing freshmen around the country coming in and breaking into starting lineups at big programs in all kinds of places. It's nice early ball here. Yost, who had that wonderful chance. And here's Tara Zemer, speaking of a freshman. Haldersdottir is fouled. It'll be a free kick, Texas A&M.
I like this play from Haldersdottir. You can tell she's an international. She goes down. I'm not sure if Hobart's too happy with that, as it's an too easy of a foul call from the referee. And as a defender, I don't like to see that called at all. So Haldersdottir does a nice job of selling it for Texas A&M.
She's from Reykjavik, Iceland, to bring a little international flair. She's a freshman. Has represented Iceland internationally. Kendall Ritchie takes most of these set pieces from Austin, Texas. She's a senior. She will drive this one in. Boy, that is driven in with that cultured left foot. Trying to pick out some diagonal runs, but easily handled there by Crone.
That's an excellent ball in. Just a little flick, and you get it on frame, and tough for Crone and goal to deal with that. Problem was, one of their shortest players for Texas A&M was the one going after it. She has an excellent vertical, but you also want some of your tall players going near post.
There's Oklahoma now trying to gain a little confidence through possession here. They'll knock it out wide. That's good soccer there. Got a few players in the box now. And this will go out for the goal kick. What an environment here. I mean, the surface absolutely impeccable. It's a very intimate environment. Fans, students here with school back back on now here at Texas A&M. This is what women's college soccer is all about here tonight.
And it's a great atmosphere. I played here when I was in North Carolina, and it was one of my favorite fields to play on just because of how immaculate it is. The fans are always involved in heckling you a little bit, which is always fun, and so it's what an experience for these Texas A&M players.
A&M with the throw-in. Here's Ritchie again. She had a goal against San Diego. It was the last game for Texas A&M, a 3-0 win. Watt, McCain, and Ritchie scoring goals in that one. In fact, Watt is on a 3-game goal-scoring streak right now. Ledbetter. It's a play into a striker. Not a bad ball, but not able to hold it up. Oklahoma and Rivas there battling away. She's going to get called for the foul. It'll be a free kick, Aggies. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central, SEC Nation traveling pregame show. It's in downtown Charlotte for Tennessee, West Virginia. Laura, Marcus, Paul, Tim, and Lauren, they'll break it down. Everything from the gridiron to the grill for week 1 of the college football season. SEC Nation presented by AT&T right here on the SEC Network. It also streams live on the ESPN app. Kendall Ritchie again now. She'll get a lot of the ball. She is incredibly comfortable. Good switch of play here now. This is the freshman Zemer from Santa Rosa, California. Nice diagonal run here from Ollie Watt. A little bit of a stop and go. Has drawn 3 defenders, and we'll try to get the cross in, throw in here for Texas A&M.
That's where you want the patience. They would depended on Watt to get that cross off on her own, but if someone had dropped back for Texas A&M, they could have played her the ball. Got an even better cross.
Trying to whip and turn this one. And not a bad effort there from Halderstadter along the end line there. So Vuvuzelas, I thought they were dead, but they were handed out here tonight. I said to one of the security guards, we're going to hear a lot of horns here tonight.
It's the constant sound of it. I thought they were dead too, and I was kind of hoping they were dead, but I guess they brought them back here.
Remember the whole controversy in the World Cup in South Africa around the Vuvuzela? Yeah. It's made a comeback here tonight at Ellis Field. There's Dow dropping a ball over the top, trying to turn the A&M defense. What makes her so dangerous?
Well, she's a smart player. When she gets the ball, her vision is very, very good. She can see that ball. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to play it at the speed that she wanted. She went a little less on that, but she saw that player running. She knows that this back three, if you do a quick change of point like that, that's where you really catch them off guard. You don't have that left-sided back 4 player to kind of help out. And so that's where she just has great vision.
Bad ball there from Jordan Hill. It's led to a counterattack here for Oklahoma now, and a shot from long range just flashes wide to the right of Cosette Morche. And A&M right now, some self-inflicted mistakes here off bad balls and giveaways.
Yeah, it's really been not normal to see from this Texas A&M team. They're giving the ball away so easily. They're trying to do that quick change of point, but it's falling short, and it's falling right to a player in white, and they've got to be better, make smarter decisions. And that's an excellent opportunity for Oklahoma there that they missed yet again.
A&M look a little nervy to you to start this one tonight, or maybe a little overexcited?
Almost complacent. I feel like they thought they were going to come in here and just completely dominate this Oklahoma team, and Oklahoma's come out with really not a whole lot to lose. Being 1-2-1, they know they need some of these. They need at least a result. They need at least a tie tonight to really get them on track for the season, and they've just come out the better team.
Zemer getting a lot of the ball here on the right side. She'll go back. It's Jordan Hill who's got a goal on the year. Sophomore from Dallas, Texas. She sat out last year. She's actually a forward, converted into a defender. That's nice hold-up play there from Ivana Rivas. She's got 2 goals on the year. Big challenge there and a good ball-winning move there from Erica Yost. And it's A&M now. Halderstadter. Ollie Watt now, she's one-on-one. What can she do? Tried to cut it back. She's going to earn a throw in here, enabling A&M to get up the field now.
Well done from Ledbetter to hold her ground. She knew that Watt wanted to get in behind. She cut that off and forced her to make that cutback, which results in this throw-in.
Zemer off the throw. Hill with a nice driven ball in. The glancing header will go wide. A lot of pace in the delivery there from Jordan Hill, the sophomore. Her father, the former NFL player, Greg Hill, in the Hall of Fame. Ticking down towards the 30-minute mark. I think it's fair to say Oklahoma's had the better chances so far.
They absolutely have, and it's been off of Texas A&M mistakes, poor passing in the back, and they just have to be more focused. It's 15 minutes in. Nerves shouldn't matter at this point. You got to go back to what you know and how you've been playing this season.
Aggies unscored upon have scored 12 goals. And here they are on the attack. Watt has shown up on the far side of the field. She'll try one at the near post. It's going to be easily handled. Arms up in the air, though, from the run of Jimena Lopez, who was hoping to get that delivery.
Yeah, that's a tough shot to make from Allie Watt. She needs to look up, she had two players flying in there at speed, and they would have easily beaten their defenders because of how much momentum they had and the head of steam that they had going. But instead she tries to shoot from a very difficult angle, and that's an easy one for Crone to pick up.
Morshea has 4 shutouts on the year. In goal for A&M, they went to Hawaii and won the Outrigger Soccer Kickoff Championship by beating Hawaii 4-0 and Loyola Marymount 3-0. Not a bad way to start the season, winning a tournament out in Hawaii.
That would have definitely been fun.
A lot of team bonding going out there. It was a good experience, G. Guerreri said, for his team. Another shooting opportunity is blocked here. Trying to unleash that was Kaylee Dow. Morshea now. Here's a good look at Kaylee Dow. All Big 12 last year, 2 goals. Good under pressure with the ball at her feet, according to her coach, Matt Potter. Zemer. Watt is always an option. Tries to turn the corner. Defended well there by Jordan Hobart. McCain. And here is the good sequence. Get a ball in the box. Second ball is going to be picked up by Dow. She's just going to clear it here. Jordan Hill will drive it back into the box. Ticking down towards the 27th minute. Off the turn, it's an attempt there from Halldorfstorner, the freshman.
Much better there from Texas A&M, though, keeping the ball, switching it. Now the decision making in that final third.
Again, a freshman, so a couple of freshmen in the starting lineup today for both of these teams. Of course, she's very versatile, can drop into a sort of a withdrawn and second striker position as well, bringing other options to G. Guerreri. That's the beauty of the depth of this team.
Yeah, this team, they can change formations in the middle of the game. They don't even need a substitution to change it. They just have so many versatile players. They can go into a 4-back. They can drop Halldorfstorner a little bit lower, try and get one more midfielder into that 5-person midfield. And so it's just going to be, if they continue to be this versatile, it's going to be difficult for a lot of teams to handle that.
A&M now trying to establish their possession. Switch of play here from Addie McCain from Wiley, Texas. Halldorfstorner won it back. This is Zemer now, clipping a nice ball in towards the penalty spot, and the header will go wide out for the goal kick here. Grace Piper, who is just such a huge piece in that deep-lying midfield role for Texas A&M. Talk about the value of her and the growth of her game here at A&M.
Well, she's a smart player for Texas A&M. She just sits really well. She's excellent in the air, but she does find those pockets of spaces well for their team. And so you want your defensive midfielder to be in that kind of role, to be good at switching the point, have a good range of passing, but also be smart and win those 50-50 balls.
Is there a more important position in the modern game now than the number 6 holding midfield role?
There really isn't at this point, because if you have a good holding midfielder that sits in front of your defense, takes away those passing lanes, and is just smart. I mean, you look at Conte from Chelsea and France and how important he is, and other players, and it's been so critical. When you have a good one, you don't want to let them go.
I was just about to say, the value now placed on these guys from a standpoint of buying the best holding midfielders in the world, it's rivaling strikers now.
Yeah, it's vital. It helps defenders so much because it makes everything much more predictable, and you're not reacting or nearly as much as you can anticipate.
And they got to be problem solvers. They got to be analytical the whole time as well. Here's a nice driven in ball. That's a dangerous cross, goes through everybody. Oklahoma's bench was up. Oklahoma has had now a couple of quality chances here off mistakes, and now drive in a great cross.
They really have some excellent opportunities in this from O'Donnell, and a nice cross in, and no one from Texas A&M gets the head on it, and Riley just at the last second just skims off her head. But 3 chances now for Oklahoma, and not one of them is yet to be on frame. They just have to be a little bit more clinical in front of the goal.
Any concern in your mind that maybe A&M slightly has overlooked Oklahoma with Santa Clara on Sunday? We'll get back to that in a minute. It's another great attack here. It's late on here. Oklahoma still pressing now, trying to get the game's first goal. And it's a little chaotic right now at the back for A&M. Haldesdottir.
But to your question, yeah, I think they did look over Oklahoma. Santa Clara is on Sunday, but Santa Clara and Oklahoma give you 2 very different styles of play. And it's as if Texas A&M wasn't ready for this quick transition. They haven't been focused on their passing.
It's another ball into the box, and just outruns Ivana Rivas, who appeared 14 times last year, has 2 goals on this season, and she's at the tip of the spear for Oklahoma.
She's so important to them right now with great energy. She's leading that front line. She makes those good runs off the shoulder, even though that one was offside. She's still causing a lot of chaos for the back 3 at Texas A&M.
By the way, Oklahoma's losses were 1-goal games to Nebraska and Oklahoma State. And a player down for Texas A&M now in midfield here. We'll get a stoppage here from Jonathan Weiner, the referee. It's Grace Piper we're talking about. From the Woodlands, Texas. Grace Piper also from that number 6 position is a threat from long range as well, which is also a wonderful asset for a holding midfielder. One volleyed out of there. Haldesdottir. That's a good switch of play from her. Here's Zemer now. Zemer on the attack. Lays it towards a corner flag. Ali Watt now has made a run out wide. An inside out run. Cuts it back. Eliminates a defender. Gets a cross and flashes through everybody. And out for the goal kick. Haldesdottir was in the box. She was the target from her counterpart, Ali Watt. We go down now to the head coach of Oklahoma, Matt Potter. Matt, obviously a good start here tonight for you. You've had a couple of chances in this one.
Without a doubt, and on a different day we would hope to put them away, the chances that we've created.
Matt, the game plan coming in here tonight against a very powerful, a very deep Texas A&M, what was it?
Well, we wanted to somewhat try to take the crowd out of the game by not just resorting to sitting back, and it's held us in good stead for this first period of the game. Now we've got to kind of finish out the half, defending in an appropriate way, sticking to our game plan of not just deferring to dropping out.
Here's A&M trying to get turned. We'll get back to you in a second, Coach. It's finally cleared.
And so if we can continue to maybe take care of the little bit better of the ball in the attacking half of the field, I feel like things are going as well as we would have expected.
Matt, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's Matt Potter, the head coach of Oklahoma. As always happens when you do an interview, somebody creates a very good chance. But he said, look, we're not coming in here to sit back. Trying to pose a few problems. A little scoop ball over the top. That's cleared.
Well, where Texas A&M is finding the space is outside on the flank. They're starting to get much more dangerous crosses in there, and they're getting it out a lot quicker. On the Ali Watt to Haldersdottir cross, 3 passes, and they were in a good attacking third area for a good cross. And if they can play quick like that, find those pockets of space even quicker for Ali Watt and Haldersdottir to play into, that's where they're going to find success today.
There's Jost trying to get turned. She's going to earn a throw in. G. Guerreri saying with his squad, you know, we tapered down some of the training with everybody back in school, taking classes again. But you got to like Matt Potter's attitude, though, coming in here and not sitting back and being aggressive, and it's reaped some real benefits here in the first half. The only thing that's been missing for them is a finish.
Really has. The pressure has really affected Texas A&M, and they have to be able to learn to deal with it.
Here they are again. Oklahoma has found space out wide. They'll drive it across the box behind everybody, and it'll go out for an A&M throw-in. Addie McCain knocked that back. It's a switch of play now for A&M. Haldersdottir is trying to provide some movement up front here. Zemer sneaking out wide here is given the width. Hill is going to hit her feet. Zemer knocks it inside. Very talented Emily Bates tries to thread the needle there. It's cut out. Deflects off Bates and goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, McKinley Crone. Potter talked about taking the crowd out, and he's been pretty successful at that so far. Hey, tomorrow we'll have a full slate of college football on the SEC Network. Coastal Carolina and South Carolina kick off noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. Eastern Illinois, Arkansas at 4, Charleston, South Florida at 7:30 in the SEC Saturday night matchup. Find the SEC Network alternate channel in your area. Go to secnetwork.com/channel. All games are also streaming live on the ESPN app. Oklahoma off the corner here. Towards the 6-yard box. A&M, good defensive header there. Not sure who threw their head at that. Watt back defending. Alston just knocks it over the halfway line here.
You know, it's funny, we talked about in the open about the 3-5-2 and how one of their successes, they keep the opposition in their defensive half for most of the game. Well, that hasn't been the case so far in this game. It's been more of Oklahoma in their attacking half, and you're seeing more of transition game from Texas A&M. And another thing they're going to have to learn at the beginning of the season is how do you deal with that now? And this is a good match for Texas A&M and some of the young players, and still tweaking the system to really figure that out.
Yeah, you're right. It's only the 5th game of the year, but as you and I always talk about on SEC broadcasts, the college season flies by. It's so condensed. And the loss of a key player to injury, a singular moment, can change the entire course of your season.
It really can. It is so short. And, you know, a lot of times coaches want to go a little bit longer in the season and not have as many games because of that injury factor. But it's tough.
Look at that, SEC in the top 25 there. Tennessee up to number 10. South Carolina, Auburn, Florida. Florida knocked off twice. Don't normally see that happen to Becky Burley and the Gators this earlier in the year. Switch of play there from McCain. Kendall Ritchie. It's a beautiful ball into the feet here of Haldesdorfer. Piper now. Watt over the top. Can she get a touch on it? Watt goes down. Getting off her line was Crone. And it'll be a goal kick to Oklahoma. Good goalkeeping there from Crone to get off her line.
And Allie Watt just trying to get in behind, but just a little pressure from Crone. Doesn't allow for a touch from Watt, but that's what Texas A&M needs to see more of, is Watt getting in behind.
Of course, Watt played in the Under-20 World Cup in Papua New Guinea for the United States. And that's a good ball to turn a defense here. In the end, Oklahoma, Jordan Hill will leg that down. Here's a good look at Jordan Hill. Very tenacious defender. Here's Davidson now with a long touch across the top of the box. Will drive it to the back post. Nobody there. Balls tonight being driven in here by both teams. We've seen that from Kendall Ritchie. Now we see it from Davidson of Oklahoma. Changes for A&M now. Reagan Smith will come on for Allie Watt. Of course, the daughter of the former Dallas Cowboy Emmitt Smith, sophomore from Carrollton, Texas. She set the game winner up against Brigham Young in that 2-0 win.
If you're the defense of Oklahoma, you're like, great, Allie Watt is out, but then here comes Reagan Smith, who's also fast, trying to get in behind, so no rest for the weary.
Kate Hoydu, too, also very wonderful, talented, cerebral midfield player. Piper will try one from longer range. In the end, easily handled there by Crone. See if some of these substitutions now might change the energy in this game.
McKinley, the crowd's not going anywhere.
Well, the nice thing about Texas A&M and their 5 midfield is they even have a bigger depth with their midfield, and Hoydu coming in and Bates coming in. So you have so many players that can change in that 3-5-2 for them, and that's good fresh legs, and that's something that you need if you want players covering a lot of ground.
Long ball driven into the box. Here's Marche, easily handles that. A&M leading in shots, 7-5 here. Jordan Hill. It's a good ball inside. Here's Piper. Is the ball moving off the feet of A&M quick enough?
No, they need to be much quicker. 1- and 2-touch soccer. Right there, Piper took 3 or 4 touches looking up and allowed the Oklahoma defense to get behind the ball.
Cross comes into the box, nobody there. Davidson now for Oklahoma. This is Hoydu. She's drawn 2 defenders. And in the end, looks like it'll be a throw in here for Texas A&M.
That's the attacking third again for Texas A&M. They get so close, and then they're not executing properly, where the crosses are going straight to the keeper. You have 3, 4 red shirts running into the box, and you give it right back to the goalkeeper. And you just have to make it harder on the defense of Oklahoma and create better opportunities and be smarter in your attacking third area. And they just haven't been executing nearly good enough and up to their standards so far tonight.
Reagan Smith, nice layoff there. Hoidu. Touch allowed Davidson to come in there. And this will go out for a goal kick. Travion Williams, there he is from Texas A&M. Running back had 240 yards. Second most in school history, and at halftime we're going to show you the highlights of that great opening game for Texas A&M, and a couple of touchdowns for him. Great start to the season for the Aggies in football. Reagan Smith took it down off her chest beautifully there. Some good close control, shot is blocked, took a deflection. Aggies trying to get out of first gear here. Oklahoma has battled bravely here against Texas A&M, has come in with a kind of an aggressive game plan, right?
Absolutely. They've been the better team for most of this half, and they didn't want to shy away from this Texas A&M team that's ranked so highly. They wanted to come out and prove that they can play soccer as well, and they've done that. And even though Texas A&M has had more shots, Oklahoma has had better opportunities.
And 2 of those chances came off loss of possession. They jumped on them. The best chance would probably go to Erica Yost, who's got a goal on the year. It's a good driving run here from Oklahoma. They're going to whip it into the box. Stepping up was Hill. They win it back, though, through McMuhan. The Aggies trying to break out here. Lots of space on the right side of the field if somebody fills in. Hoidu now.
Again, too slow.
Hoidu drives it in towards the run of Haldersdottir. Reagan Smith. Ticking down towards 9 minutes left here in the first half. Here's a good look at Reagan Smith. Had some movement and mobility up front. Generally the first off the bench. Good in one-on-one situations. Ball comes across the face of goal. And overhit.
That's when Jordan Hill needs to look up, put her foot on the ball, even though she can't play it backwards because Rivas from Oklahoma is there. But look to your midfield. McCain's been trying to get the ball. She's been holding her hands up to asking for the ball. Arietta was sitting right there. Texas A&M needs to figure out to play in front of the defense of Oklahoma, combine a little bit more, and not forcing everything down the flank and hoping for that cross. They were finding success early, but now Oklahoma is doing a better job of covering that flank space. So now look in the middle. Just adjust to how the game is flowing.
Arietta knocked it in to Haldersdottir. She has just come on. Zemer from long range. That's way off the mark. Pretty ambitious there from the young freshman, Tara Zemer from Santa Rosa, California. Most active up front. You might want to say it's Haldersdottir.
She's been very active. She just hasn't really gotten the ball in the pockets of space she's running. She's trying to go down the middle. She wants the ball more to her feet rather than over the top. And there's just been a lot of forcing from Texas A&M so far tonight.
Does Oklahoma look the more comfortable team to you?
No, not necessarily. I think they're playing right into their game plan, so that's encouraging to them. They've come out, they've scouted Texas A&M extremely well. They're really doing a nice job of clogging up pockets of space. Texas A&M, they look very comfortable out there, but it's almost too comfortable. It's a complacency and a mentality that they have to change at halftime. They have to come out with a little more spark, a little more edge, and make better decisions on the field.
Addie McCain. Jordan Hill now. She's got her head up. That's a nice weighted pass here. Zemer crosses it. Shot at the near post. Went off the post, I believe. Or did it come off a defender? Either way, maybe the best chance of the night for Texas A&M. Maybe the type of play now that can catapult them into some better play here.
When I love this run from Haldersdottir. Gets in front of the defender, just barely clips it. And that's a nice save from Crone from Oklahoma to keep that ball to the back of the net. But Haldersdottir is a very cerebral player who makes those smart runs, gets herself into good areas on the field. They just need her to start scoring some goals.
Great look from in the goal there. Crone, that one will go off the side now. So Crone with that left leg making that save out of Maitland, Florida. She's a sophomore. She had back-to-back shutouts last year against Texas and New Mexico State. So she comes up with a goalkeeping gem there. And a good build-up from Texas A&M to create one of their better chances of the night. Oklahoma now, and off her line comes Marche. Caused a few problems for A&M so far.
Smart play from Hill. She didn't hear her goalkeeper Marche, and she just wanted to clear it out. It was a dangerous position for Oklahoma.
And an awkward clear there coming from Brianna Alston, the transfer. Oklahoma walking to this here, kind of managing the game. It's a chance for Emma Ledbetter to come over and talk to Coach Matt Potter. They've got a corner here now, ticking down towards 4 minutes left here in the first half. Brittany Crabtree comes back on for Texas A&M. It's Oklahoma off the corner here. They'll drive it in towards the near post. Dangerous ball. It's going to be another corner here for Oklahoma. Credit to both teams. Their delivery tonight has been driven in.
Yeah, I like both. Yeah, you're right. Both sides. It's been a low-driven ball and just a little flick. And either keep the ball going and make it difficult for the keeper and the defense, or just a little flick in and could be a goal.
The 6-yard box being defended there sort of zonally, and then there's some man-to-man matchups here for A&M. They'll play a short one. They'll get it over here towards the 6-yard box. It's a shooting opportunity. Davidson shot off the underside of the crossbar and in. Hit sweetly by Haley Davidson, and Oklahoma has gotten a reward for coming in here and taking the game to Texas A&M. Davidson, a freshman.
And wow, first goal against Texas A&M, and quite the finish here from Davidson. Marche doesn't really even get a look at it. The ball goes through so many different players, but what a strike. Goes right underneath the bar and into the back of the net. And it's a deserved goal for Oklahoma.
Second goal of the year for her. She's a freshman from Prosper, Texas. She got her first collegiate goal against Illinois State. This one is going to trump that because it comes against number 8 Texas A&M, and it's the first goal they have conceded this year. Absolute wonder strike from Haley Davidson.
That should be a wake-up call for Texas A&M. Their complacency has now been fatal for them in giving up that goal.
Long ball into the box to flick on. Going to ground is Crone. That goal had some wow factor to it, hitting the underside of the crossbar. 10th time in their history that Oklahoma has come in here to College Station. These teams used to battle all the time in the Big 12 before A&M made the jump to the SEC. A&M owns the all-time series in a very big way, 16-2 over Oklahoma. So go out for the goal kick now. Some stunning things happening here in the first half. And you have to give credit to Oklahoma how they've come in here. And G. Guerrieri said they're young, they're unpredictable.
I don't think he could have predicted this, that's for sure.
Awkward clear there from Lisette Morche.
But he couldn't predict Oklahoma, but he can predict his team, and he has to be unhappy with their performance so far. This is a much better Texas A&M side than we've seen in this first half, and they really need to get into that locker room and talk about things and figure out how not to force it, to play with what is given and find the flank if it's on, but don't force it every time, and work on some more combination play through the midfield. You have 5 to 8 incredible midfielders that you can play in there, and they just haven't seen the ball nearly enough, and they haven't gotten into dangerous positions in their attacking third.
Regan Smith is fouled. She'll play the quick one. Here's Arrieta. Sienna's ball will go all the way back to the goalkeeper, McKinley Crone. Again, made that big save at the near post with her left foot. It is Oklahoma with the 1-0 lead. And another shot here, easily handled there by Morche. Start to wrap up the first half here, Kat.
Oklahoma had the right game plan. They came out, they were fearless, putting the pressure on, caused a lot of unforced errors from Texas A&M. Texas A&M did start to get a little bit of a rhythm, but it just wasn't good enough for them and for their standards in this first half.
First half will come to an end here, and Oklahoma is in the pole position here after 45 minutes. That young lady, Haley Davidson, with a spectacular finish here towards the end of the first half. This is the game's lone goal. Oklahoma with a 1-0 lead over Texas A&M here after 45 minutes.